Hey there, everybody. Today I have the Zelos ZX Chrono, and I believe this is the first chronograph from Zelos watches, which amazes me, all the watches that he's produced, and I don't remember a chronograph version of any of them. This is a 7750. Of course, this is the Meteorite dial version, $1,099 on the Zelos website. Now, there are going to be other variations of this as well. There is Mecha Quartz versions, and they're about half price, $649, half price of this. And then there are regular dial versions, like Sunburst dial versions or whatever. There's a blue and a black. Those are going to run $849 for the 7750 automatic. I don't know offhand what the Mecha Quartz versions of those are going to run. Just as usual with Zelos watches, you're going to get two straps. This is the Horrorwing strap. There's also a pilot strap, black pilot style strap that you see right here. It's going to have the quick change pins, quick release pins on there as well. And, you know, I've talked a lot in the past, and I'll give you the specs here in a second. I've talked a lot in the past about pricing and everything. And don't forget, you know, while I use the micro brand industry or the industry as a whole as a guide or a standard, you know, sometimes some of what I say is, you know, subjective or personal. But I reviewed a titanium hammerhead dive watch from Zelos sometime last year, I believe it was. And I commented because the retail price on it was over $900 and it had an NH35 automatic movement in it. And I just felt for the caliber of that watch that it deserved a better movement. And here, yes, it is $1,099, but you are getting a 7750 chronograph. This is a titanium case that is vertically brushed, a titanium case that is polished as well. You're getting that Meteorite dial. It is a 7750 elaborate movement, and with, as you can see, you got perlage work there. You have a very nice custom rotor, 100 meters water resistant. This is a 43 millimeter case, 49 millimeter lug to lug. Now, it is 16 millimeters thick, partially due to that movement, partially due to design, but it is only 43 by 49 millimeters. You have 22 millimeter lugs. And so the size is nice. It is not a giant watch. And of course, it is lightweight. Now, I haven't taken I didn't grab my scale and do the weight of it yet. I didn't weigh it yet. And I will at the full review at watchreport.com. Click the link in the description to go over to the full article with more of my thoughts and comments. And I will make sure that I have the gram weight on this. Zelos doesn't have it on their website. But it is, you know, going to be considerably a little more lightweight than had this been done in steel. There's also bronze versions of these as well. And then they were limited editions. They are sold out. You could take a look at them on the Zelos website. There was a titanium version that had custom dials made from fighter jets. And then there was a Thai Mascus, which is a really cool. It gives you like these really cool colors of the case version, and those are sold out, but you could take a look. Those were the most expensive versions. This is the third most expensive version with the Meteorite dial. Go ahead here and we'll give you a closer look at that Meteorite. This example is very, very nice. You can see you have these blued hands here. Now, this is a phantom date. You know, it's not, you know, the date is not removed. So you will hear that second click when you pull out that crown. You have to pull it out twice, of course, to get to the time setting. But this example has the really, really nice dial pattern here with that Meteorite dial. Trying to give you all angles here so you can kind of get a good look at it. You got the blued hands and applied markers. A very clean dial too. Didn't go crazy with text at all whatsoever. Very, very nice. That logo is loomed. And we'll talk about here the pushers here in a second. Let me go ahead, screw this back down so I can talk about these pushers. Now, this is my one real nitpick, I guess, with this watch, is the pushers are a little, what I like to call, spongy. So, as you can see here, I'm pressing on them. They're not doing anything, okay? you kind of really have to, you really have to press in to accentuate that chronograph. And some people can look at that as a good or a bad thing. I don't use a chronograph, I'll be perfectly honest, so it doesn't bother me in that sense. It just, for whatever reason, call it a quirk, call it whatever, it just bothers me, I think, more than anything when I touch them. Like that they just have that spongy feeling instead of that like instant pushing click. But as I said, you really do have a great case here. It is titanium, and not to hype up the watch, because as you guys know, that's not what I do here. And to be honest with you, except for these pushers, I really, I can't find an issue with this watch. At least I haven't been able to yet. The finishing is beautiful, that vertical brushing, the whole case. I love the look of this watch. I just love the case. I love the shape. I love the look. I like the dial, of course, Meteorite. This Meteorite is very, very cool. The blued hands match it very nicely. Of course, you got a really nice movement, exhibition case back, 2 straps, the travel roll, all that stuff. Kind of hard for me to, like, if you look at, yes, this is over $1,000, okay? I'm not saying that it isn't. But then go ahead and look at some of the Oak and Oscar releases that I think the first release from them was over $1,500. And it wasn't a chronograph, and it didn't have a Meteorite dial. And I'm not saying that's the end-all, be-all either in that respect. But if you like the look of this watch, I got to say it is pretty cool. But again, don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do some research on your own. But I'm giving you a good look at it here so you can make up your own mind and your own decision. Let me go ahead and we'll give you a loom shot. All right, here's a look at that BGW9 Super Luminova. Pretty nicely loomed, as usual, from Zelos. If you get one of the blue or black dials, they will have white, or excuse me, loomed subdials as well. But that probably wouldn't have looked as good on the Meteorite dial version, so I understand why they didn't go with it here. But it is nice, and you could take a look at that on their website. And there is that loomed crown as well. Here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. And as I said, I really cannot find any complaints, to be honest with you, about this watch from Zelos. If you like this, go ahead and click the link in the description. I'll have a link to the Zelos website. And just because of the way the internet and everybody is this day, I'm not here to sell you the watch. I don't care if you buy this watch or not. Unlike other sites that seem to just be pushing, I'll let you know when I'm pushing something. I'll let you know if I am doing a collaboration or doing something that I want, you guys to check out. But these are reviews I try and give to best, impartial review. And here's the thing. You could stay impartial, but you're always going to have a bias because you have a personal bias, design bias, aesthetic bias, everything else. But I try and give it to you guys like it is. Really great watch. And as I said, if you want to check it out more, you could see my full review at watchreport.com. Hope I gave you a good look at it here on video. I always try and do that. You want to follow us on social media, it is at Watch Report, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You could follow Zelo Watches over at Facebook and Instagram as well. I don't believe they have a Twitter account. This has been a look at the Zelos ZX Chronograph 7750 automatic in titanium and with that Meteorite dial. This has been Don Evans for WatchReport.com. Thanks for watching. Talk to you on the next one.